Hello Zainey friends, thank you for joining us today. We are going to talk about bullet journals and an update to my bullet journal because I have been doing a lot of different layouts lately. If you do not follow me on Instagram, you should, because every week I post a picture of what the layout looks like before I put stickers in and like fill everything in, and then what it looks like at the end of the week. I will probably within the next month or so be moving into a new Leuchtturm because this one is almost full. I started it in January and I've learned a lot. This was my first bullet journal, so I've learned a lot about what I want and what works for me, so I can make better decisions about the new one. So before we start, make sure you don't miss any of our interactive opportunities. Make sure you subscribe down below and follow us on social media here. Like I said, we have a lot of different pictures of what we're doing for the channel, like cooking and stickers and swatches, like everything. On Instagram, as well as other places. That'll be down below too. If you are a content creator or influencer or a small business entrepreneur, make sure you join us at our Facebook group. That'll be Geeks and Beauties. You can find that down below. Especially if you're very geeky, you will fit in very well there.
Nerds are welcome.
Yes.
Nerds are very welcome.
They really are.
Do you like Battlestar Galactica? Do you like bears? Do you like beats? Geeks and Beauties.
Down below for you. And then of course, if you follow us with that little notification bell down there, or if you sign up for our email newsletter, which we'll be launching fairly soon, then make sure you comment down below #ZaneyFam so that we can shout you out in a future video, much like this. Follow those people because they are pretty cool. They're cool people, and obviously they're supporting me, so you can support them and they'll support you, and around we go.
It's the circle of support.
Sure it is. Sure it is. So yes, we are going to go ahead and be diving into this, but before we start, I wanted to show you a few things on the outside that I changed. I have started putting, I don't know if I had this in the last video we did, but I've started putting these stickers on here. Marshall does logo and graphics work. Well, he does graphics in general, but he will build logos for people. If you're a small business person, if you are even just like you have a YouTube channel or a blog and you want a banner created with your brand's logo on it, he can do that for you. So I wanted to show you some of the stickers that I have, and every time I get a new one, I just stick it on here. So I carried a watermelon is from the Soul Look palette because it was so big and I loved it, so I just put it on there. He did not create this one. This one down here is obviously our logo, Zainey Laney, which he did all of the faces for us, and you usually see that down below for our social media. So he took this. You can get this in like a t-shirt, you can get it in stickers, and his TeePublic notebooks. His TeePublic and Redbubble are down below, so you can see what else you can get the logo on. On the back here, I have one of the companies that we work very closely with, Bottle Tea Designs. He created this for her. I have it on a t-shirt. She got it in a print to put in her office, and it looks gorgeous.
It looks really good.
So that I just love. She's become really like one of my closer friends online. It is a great business. You guys should check her out if you like planners at all. And then this right here is the sticker for our Geeks and Beauties community, which was funny because we had a logo design contest and then we had everyone in the group vote on what logo they wanted, and it was Marshall's. So he did this one, and you can get that in a t-shirt too if you are part of the group. TeePublic has $14 sales all the time on t-shirts.
And if you pay attention on the Geeks and Beauties Club, whenever I have a sale going on or I have a new design, which means it's on sale, I'll be posting it there. So you can always get good deals on shirts, stickers, stuff like that.
So again, if you are looking for someone to help you out with that, comment down below so we'll see it, or you can send us an email at zaineylaney@gmail.com, and I will pass it on to him so that he can see. And you know, he does work with you. It's not just
this is the price. I do try to work with my clients, not only making sure that they get the price point that they need and can afford, but also to make sure that they get the product that they need. And I've been working very hard on making sure that the questions I ask will make it easier for you to get the results you want from your logos and graphics.
Exactly. He's done, in our Geeks and Beauties group, he's done at least 4 or 5 logos for people. So you know, he does great work, as you can tell. You can see what he does on here. But what we're going to do now is we're going to reposition the camera down so you can see some of the new things that are in my bullet journal. First, I wanted to give you a little update or refresher as to how my bullet journal used to look before. This is the layout that I had from it, and it worked for me for the most part. I haven't filled it in a lot because I've been injured, and so I haven't been using my bullet journal as much as I normally do. So then I wanted to show you the new things I added, kind of. So first off is the social media stats page, which I will be using to track my growth. I have another one filled out from the beginning of the year, and then this is the one I have for this year. And I really do like this layout a lot. However, I think I might be also researching other ways to put in my analytics into my planner for my YouTube and my Instagram that are a little more robust, like looking at more things. So I'm probably going to work with Marshall to figure out what that is. This here is the makeup dates section, which you might think is weird, but I do track my planners. I do track my palettes so that I can see which ones I've been using and which ones I haven't been, so that I know when I can kind of get rid of one or the other. This is a new layout for me as far as a yearly goes. I wanted to simplify it a lot more. My old one looks like this, and I felt like this was a lot of like wasted space that I didn't need. I feel like this is a lot better for me because it does give me the days of the week, and it just has a list that you can go down. I haven't decided if I'm going to put anything down here yet, but at least for that I can start putting in major events or things that I'm using for social media as far as giveaway dates or, you know, important things coming up. I can put that right here. What do you think of that?
I do really like this. And if you're looking to do a little bit more than just like half of a year, you can easily cut this in half and do the other half of the year there. So this gives you a lot of good room to do things. I like the small calendar views. It's nice and neat and clean without too much clutter, so you just know what dates are when in the week. Yeah, I might actually want to see if I can convert that for me. Maybe see, because I don't often use monthly views. It's just not my thing, but I'm going to need to start building some other views for some of the stuff that I'm doing.
Exactly. All right, so I wanted to show you last month's dashboard, which I call a dashboard, which is basically my monthly view and everything that I keep track of monthly, which looked like this. So I had one page which was like events and tasks, and then I would keep track of books, TV, movies, what I'm binging on Netflix, and then anything to look out for the next month. And then on top of that, I had my Instagram posts that I would plan out, and then my research. Of course, I wasn't using this either because, like I said, I've been injured, and I would usually use this page when I was at work to jot down anything that came to mind while I was working so that I could just get it out of my mind and go back to what else I was doing. So I didn't put anything in this page for June. So I was really trying to think about how can I make this a little bit more dynamic or a little bit more artsy too, but still be really functional. So this is what I came up with. So the first thing I did was I bought myself some Tombow pens. If you guys are really into this like calligraphy thing that's happening, get yourself some Tombow pens, look for some tutorials on how to use them and how to do the calligraphy and how to do different kinds of fonts and figure out how to do this. Like I think I cannot draw worth a hill of beans, but what I like about bullet journaling is you don't have to necessarily be able to draw. You can, like this, be very simple sketch, things like that. So for this, I wanted to start doing a gratitude every day. I want to write down one thing. So I numbered the days of the month and put it on the first page of July. And then I started putting important dates, which I have carried over from last month's dashboard, as well as the yearly view at a glance. Again, we have the small calendar right here, and then of course the major thing happening this month is that it's the 4th of July, so I put that in right there.
I do love how these Tombow pens are starting to look for you. This is very clear, very popping. It doesn't have any bleed to it, and I think a couple of your other pens did have that.
They did.
So especially on that black, it really has an edge to it, and I really like that.
Yeah.
I like the idea of doing a gratitude page. I think I might not do it as a monthly thing, but it's something that everybody needs to do, I feel. Just something that you can not only keep track of things that have gone good in your life, but then later on when things look like they're crap, you can go back and take a look at your gratitude page and just kind of keep reminding yourself of all the good things and do a little Pollyanna happy game.
Exactly. All right, the next page over is that dashboard. I kind of put it all together, so it's not condensed it basically. I used these really cute stickers that I got from Oh Hello because I just started doing bullet journal type stickers, and I put down everything that I need to pay off personally that doesn't get taken out of my account. I have all the books that I'm reading for the 3 different book clubs that I'm in. Movies are kind of sparse for the month of July. TV also, not a lot coming out. And then here's my place where I can put in next month's stuff. And then I just moved my Instagram right over here. I do 3 posts a day, or at least I try to, so I decided to do it this way where I number every day and then just put the title of the 3 posts as I come up with them or as I take their picture. I'll just put those in the 3 columns so that when that week comes up, I can transfer it over into the week. All right, so then this next page is the brain dump and then the makeup log. Now what this makeup log is replacing is the part over here in my usual weekly spread. I had this little box right here, and I wanted to have more space in my weekly layout because I actually wasn't using as much of this as I had room for. I was only using like maybe this much a week. So I decided to do this instead, and then what I would do is take all of this information and transfer it over into the other checkoff sheet. Now you're probably thinking, why didn't I just put it in the checkout sheet in the first place? Honestly, this is just how my mind works. If it's along with the weekly and monthly view, I am more likely to look at it than I am in that other page that's way in the back of my my bullet journal.
So what is it that you use the makeup log for?
I write down any palettes or lip products that I use so that when I post, I do like a makeup of the day, or I used to when I was wearing makeup every day when I went to work. And I would use that not only to remind me what products I was using on my face for my Instagram descriptions, but also to keep track of all the eyeshadow palettes that I was using, how regularly I was using them, and then after like a month, I go back and go, oh, I'm not really using this palette, it's time for me to destash.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
So this is the first weekly spread I have. Actually, let me show you the blank one first. This is what the weekly spread looks like blank now. So I have done the 7 days this way instead of it being like a cross with Sunday down here. This gives me an entirely full space for Sunday, whereas last time it was only like this much of it. I didn't have as much Sunday space and I really wanted it. Plus this also gives like all 3 days of the quote-unquote weekend. Most people have Saturday, Sunday. For me, I kind of consider Friday night as starting the weekend off, so I have all 3 weekend days down here at the bottom. And this gives me a lot of space here to do a lot of my other stuff with that I want. However, I'm still trying to get a hang of this, so this is the one for next week. Although at this point, I think this video is going to be up far in the future. As you can see, I still am not 100% sure how I'm using this. This is legitimately just a try and fail. I don't know if it's so much fail, but it's basically a try and see how to best use it. As you can also see, I put Sunday up here instead of Thursday because at the time I wasn't thinking, and that's why later on I rearranged it. More than likely what I'm going to end up doing is put all of my lists like either here or here, and then I don't know, I haven't really decided yet, but I just feel like this is really like everything's thrown at it. I'm still trying to find a good organizational system. What do you think?
Yeah, I like having all 4 or 5 of the, well, I like having these 4 right this way just to make it easier. Your weekday days, so that you can kind of organize that, and then having your weekends here. like we saw in the other one. I feel like this does give you a huge amount of room to make notes and track projects and things like that. I really do like how you've blended here from the handwriting of the word, the calligraphy here, and it just kind of makes a little bow around the number. I like that a lot.
All right, let's go past the weekly spreads. You'll probably see more of these on Instagram if you follow me there, but let's go past. So the next thing I'm doing is this, a couple challenges from Boho Berry. I do follow her pretty much everywhere, and I wanted to really challenge myself to do these different prompts every day, just to make my handwriting better, have more practice with it. So the first one is the July one, which basically says, you know, this is me in 10 words, or like a lot of about myself. And then the July Rock Your Handwriting, you basically write as well and practice your handwriting. I'm going to be doing these actual prompts in a traveler's notebook insert because I don't want to go through this bullet journal too fast, because I only have like 50 pages left or 100 pages left, and so I don't want to do this in the actual bullet journal. I'm going to be doing it in a traveler's notebook instead. Now this might seem counterproductive considering that I've already showed you there's the July through December year at a glance. This is the horizon. I want to see which one of these I like more, but the way I also got this from Boho Berry, the way that you do this is you basically make a list. So like, let's say you have a holiday, you would go ahead and put a little dot here, like in October. So you put a dot in October, and then you'd write here 31st, Halloween. And then you'd make a list of all of your different things in one spot rather than in an entire spot. I'm using, I don't know which one I'm going to use more, so I did put both just so that I could see which one I like better. This was one that I was really excited about. Again, I saw this on Boho Berry, and she got it from Lunar Abundance, which I put both of them down here to make me remember. But I started wanting to track the moon phases, and honestly, this is probably the most artistic I have gotten in this ever. I literally copied a piece of paper that Lunar Abundance gives you. And with the moon phases, it's all about like using the different phases of the moon to make decisions or take action in your life. I did this for an exercise, for drawing, for using the colors, but at the same time, I'm just gonna be mildly watching it to see if the moon phases have anything to do with how we work over the month or how our body is, you know, chemically wise, whatever. That is what this is for. So, you know, don't get intimidated by this. It's legitimately just circles.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. I was kind of just floored when after I finished it, I was like, wow, this doesn't look bad, actually.
I do like trying to look through this and how it relates particular phases of the moon to different phases of like project planning and how your life is going, because this is like it leads you through the process of going through a project or something in your life. I like that a lot, and who knows, I might try and design something of my own like that.
That'd be cool, especially if it has to do with like, you know, how your body is feeling. That's something that's a lot more interesting to me, I think. My last page in here that I've worked on so far is basically the pen sample strokes page, which I am like, I haven't done my Tombow page. This is going to be all Tombow markers, but this is going to be all of the pens that I have so I can see how they write, how they bleed, what color they are. Like, for example, the fine point you can read really well. The flare bleeds out a little bit in the same color. So you want to know, are you going to use this for like coloring in? You know, you can kind of see on the back a little bit. You can see a little bit of shading back here. That's also what that's for. You want to see if it bleeds through at all. So that is what the sample strokes one is, so that I can go through with all of my pens. You know, like I said, I'm kind of a really big convert to Tombow right now because you can do so much with it. They dry really quickly. You can do watercolors. You can blend them together and make your own colors. Like I don't know why I never got into these pens before, but they just came out with this other, they call it a two-tone, and they have it in 2 different packs. And what's really cool is there's a really fine tip on one end and then the brush pen on the other. So you're basically getting 2 pens in one. So I'm really excited to try those as well, because I feel like those might take the place of some of these flare pens or the Sharpie pens. And then I won't have to take as many pens around with me all over the place.
Yeah, I've really gotten into using Staedtler pens to do my bullet journaling. Even though I use micron pens to do my artwork, they work differently, and I don't have to worry about bleed through when I'm doing my artwork as much.
Staedtlers are my other favorite ones, especially for fine point. Almost all of my small writing and these little boxes are Staedtler pens. I have to put those on here too. That's my other page that I have to do. So that is basically it as far as all of the, oh, do you want to show?
Yeah, I've got the my Staedtler pen pack right there. So anytime I need to do stuff, just like that. And I like to keep them color organized there, because when you look at mine, I use the different colors to track which month, so I kind of have a, you can't see there, okay, there you go. You can see how I've got these colored lines here, and that's kind of almost like a table of contents, because each of these is a different month related to the different color of the pens.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that is basically what our update for our bullet journal. I know at some point you guys want to see us do a decorate your bullet journal, and that will be coming, but we just figured out how to set up the camera so that we can give you guys this point of view. Yeah, so that is why we will be doing that later. But let us know down below, please comment, do you like this? Because we're really going to start getting more into planner-oriented things.
And if you want to see how I organize my planner, please comment down below. I want to hear about it.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you join us Wednesdays or Fridays.
And sometimes Sundays.
Until then,
stay zany.